All right, I gotta change the plans. All the big biodegradable stuff is going in the blackberry patch, which is where I was putting it in the first place, but I'm gonna do it a little differently this time. Now the little biodegradable stuff will go in the greenhouse. And then that way I can cover up the little stuff better with the mulch and whatnot. So yeah, right now I'm working on pallet boxes to protect my pine trees from the goats. Next I'll be working on this blackberry patch that David, Ray, Judas was supposed to finish and never did. Oh, I forgot that was open. Saw these big clumps of paper like this, or whatever, you know, try to separate it as much as I can. But whatever's too big, whatever, once I put the mulch in here, anything that's sticking up through the mulch, I'm just gonna pull up. And I'm just gonna pull up and I'm gonna put it in a blackberry patch. So, right now I'm gonna feed these cats. All right. I'm thinking they could get up there on top of that container, which I don't really care, but anyway, since I got the video out, it's good that they're scared of the cars. I'm trying to make them scared of the cars. Every time I'm in a truck and they're up here, I chase them down with my pickup truck. Just because I want them to be scared of the cars. It's kind of like my cats, because, you know, I don't want them to get run over. You know, Judas had this fucked up idea of putting up a fence on the south fence line with pallets, not using T-posts. And it didn't work. And I told him it wasn't going to work, but he didn't believe me because he's smarter than I am. I'm just a dumb truck driver. But nonetheless, I also told him that he needs to put the T-posts, you know, 3 pallets apart. You know, if he's going to use pallets. And really, probably every other pallet is better. Because even this one, every third isn't quite working. But see, here's every other 4. And it's definitely not working. I'm going to take this down and use these somewhere else. Probably for my pallet boxes. Because I'm going to need standards, and these are standards. Most of them anyways. So, yeah, but I'm going to hire somebody. Well, I don't know what I'm going to do. If I buy this property, then it's gonna be a road. I'll have to clean all this up, but basically I'll gate all that off up there and make a little free library, a big little free library up there. And I'll have to clean all this up, but I'll basically have telephone poles or the electric poles go down the middle of this property line. Some of these are off, but oh well. Anyways. Oh, looks like I was redoing it anyways. So I'm gonna have to basically redo all this if I don't buy that property. But if I don't buy that property, I'm gonna hire a guy to come in here and do this fence line for me. If I do buy the property, this is gonna be the new driveway. And so basically this side will be, I'll have telephone poles go, or the electric lines go down the middle of the property. And then I'll have basically driveway on both sides because they want 15 feet on either side cleared for an easement. Well, if I'm going to have to clear 15 feet on each side, I might as well make it a driveway. And that's basically what I'm going to do. But yeah, anyways, I'm working on my pallet boxes today to keep the goats from eating pine trees. We got them from Brian Rio. David Ray planted them. Probably about half of them took and survived. Same with the ones he planted over at Bill and Shirley's. About half of them made it. So now I'm just protecting them from the goats, so they'll continue to make it. Because yeah, Judas was supposed to put the pallet boxes around them as well as around the blackberry patch, but he never did. I started doing it around the blackberry patch, but he was supposed to finish and he never did, so I got to do that too. I got to do a lot of things he was supposed to do. He always says to people, oh, Kano won't listen to me. Kano won't listen to me. I keep trying to tell him how to do things and he won't listen to me. It's like, well, a couple things. One, when you act like a know-it-all and you act like I'm a dumbass, of course I'm not going to listen to you. Two, I used to listen to him, but our arrangement was, I make the money and I pay all the bills. He's supposed to do most of the work. He wouldn't do shit. I had to come home and do it. But he'd tell me how it needed to be done. And then, it's like, well, all right, get it done, Basically, the arrangement was I work, I pay all the bills. He stays here, he takes care of the land, he does the projects that he supposedly knows how to do. And then when I get home on the weekends or whatever, then I'll help him, where he needs help. But he didn't hardly do anything. And then so I ended up having to do it. And then he'd go behind me and tell me how I did it wrong. So, yeah, why would I listen to somebody who claims to know everything, then won't do shit, and then when I do it, he goes behind me and says, oh, you did it wrong. You should have did it this way. It's like, motherfucker, I like my way of doing it better than your way of not doing it. And all he is book knowledge. He doesn't have any real practical experience, practical knowledge experience, or practical application experience. He learns all this stuff from books and podcasts and YouTubes, but he doesn't actually do anything. So he acts like he knows all this stuff, but he doesn't really know shit. Because he doesn't do shit. And yeah, he may be right about some of it, but it's like, why am I going to listen to you when you don't even practice what you preach? If you're not going to practice what you preach, why am I going to practice it, right? So anyways, But yeah, he's full of shit. It's like his job was to do the south fence line. And then he goes around telling everybody, oh, I'm trying to save Kano money, but he won't listen to me. Da 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 da. It's like, fucking do your job and save me some fucking money. Now I got to go hire somebody to do the job that you supposedly said that you were trying to save me money on. Well, yeah, you saved me money by not doing it. So then I didn't have to spend the money on the project because the project never got done. That being said, I did spend money on the project because I bought materials for said project and he just let them lay in the field and rot or rust or whatever. Or he stole them whenever he left. But he's trying to save me money. Right. So it's like, it's like what I would do is I'd buy the first set of materials for said project. And he's supposed to get that first set done. Kind of like paying a contractor. You give them 25% down. They get started on the job. Then you give them another 25% when they're 25% done. And you just kind of keep going process, kind of like that. And that's kind of what I did here. It's like, all right, I'll buy 25% of the materials, gets you started. And when you get to where you need the next 25%, I'll go buy the next 25%, give or take, But he never finished anything. So yeah, in a sense, he saved me money because he didn't finish his projects that he supposedly knew how to do, and he supposedly would do, and supposedly did do, but he never did. That's just like all the other lies he says about how he did all this stuff in the military when he actually got kicked out. It's like he didn't do shit in the military. That's why they kicked him out. And he talks about how he did all this crap in his marriage, but really, come to find out, it was his wife who did everything. He was just a lazy bum. And when I talked to his stepdad, Cindy and I went to talk to his stepdad. She said something about his wife cheating on him. And he says, well, I would too. And, or do you blame her or something like that? The guy's worthless. Now, I don't condone cheating, but, I don't also condone someone staying with a worthless eater. He did like kids, supposedly, but then again, turns out he also was, I don't know, anyway, I don't want to go there. Candy! But anyhow, he had probably the perfect setup. His wife was the breadwinner. He wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. His wife earns, or used to earn, I don't know what she earned at the time, but she's now earns over $100,000 a year. He could have had the perfect life if he would have just played his cards right. But, now he goes around telling everybody that she's some sort of crack whore, destitute and homeless, and that's not even the truth. She's a successful, not entrepreneur, businesswoman, and she's making over $100,000 a year. And he's living in Bill and Shirley's greenhouse. He was living in my greenhouse till I got sick of him. Well, I got sick of him because he was stabbing me in the back and sabotaging me. Because apparently maybe he was jealous of me. Some people in the community think he was jealous of me because I'm younger and more successful. It's like he was probably jealous of his wife because she was a woman and more successful. It's like, dude, you could have been the stay-at-home mom you claim you wanted to be. But he claims he was a stay-at-home mom, and he worked a full-time job, and he took care of all the bills, and he took care of all the kids. Which, come to find out, was horse shit. Or goat shit, whatever you want to call it. Alright, I'm going to get back to work. I'm relaxing a little bit. Came down to get some more pallets. But Fluffy was over here, so I gave her some more medicine and food. I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but she's sick. But she's doing better. I was worried about her this morning. She was having trouble breathing. Her eyes were all fucked up, like puffy and mucus and stuff, and she was like congested. She was having trouble breathing. She had to breathe through her mouth. And so I got this, had some antibiotics left over, and you look like you might have something too. I'll have to spray his eyes. He looks healthy overall, but he's got something in his eyes, so I got the spray for their eyeballs. They had ringworm earlier this year, but they got over that for the most part. Are you done, Fluffy? She's still having a little bit of trouble breathing. I'm going to take her to the vet tomorrow. This cage is more or less to keep the other cats from eating the food, so I can give them their medicine in peace for the most part. I thought she was done, but I guess not. So I'll close this hatch. Go ahead and finish. This is, I think, originally a rabbit cage. I got a bunch of cages, but this one just happened to be the one I used for this. Be nice. Poor Fluffy. Fluffy's not feeling good, and she don't need to be picked on by a little punk. It's because you're jealous she got food and you didn't. Hey, quit being a bitch. They're territorial. Swirl doesn't really like other cats, and Mimi, she's the boss. So, Swirl wants to challenge Mimi's authority. It's alright, I got your back. I'm gonna have to spray more than just one of their eyeballs. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Now that she's done, I'm gonna spray his eyes and his eyes. And anybody else that looks like they need it. I got this special spray for their eyeballs. Oh, and then here's the antibiotics. This stuff has to be refrigerated, but since it's winter, I haven't been worried about that. And then I put this poultry stuff in the wet food, the canned food, poultry cell. She liked it. And then I got some Pedialyte that I gave her earlier. I'll probably give her some more of that. And some vitamins. So that poultry cell is more like mineral supplement. But I got vitamin supplements too, as well as Pedialyte. So she's doing better than she was, but I'm still going to take her to a vet tomorrow, get her a long-lasting antibiotic. That'll get her through the week while I'm gone. Yeah. All right, what was I going to do? Oh, spray their eyeballs. Okay. I already sprayed her eyes, so that's part of the reason why she looks like she's a mess, because I sprayed her, but she's already a mess. Yeah, you'll be okay. Yeah, we'll take care of you. She's a tough cookie. Dang it, they jumped out before I got a chance to get them on video. Yeah, three of the goats were in here. Like, hey, whoop. They just hopped right in. That's old cattle feed right there. Oh. And here's the lid. This tank's for sale, although I might use it for water over at Kaplinger. I don't know yet. That one there is a good one. I'm not selling it unless I absolutely have to. I need to get another cone bottom tank for it though. Anyways, I got, I think, 6 more trees to go. I got pallets around all these evergreens. Most all these evergreens. Something Judas was supposed to do and never did. So I'm doing it. Mostly I wasn't that worried about it because the goats hadn't been eating them as far as I knew. But then again, that's probably why not all of them grew, because the goats probably ate some of them. Some of them probably didn't grow. Some of them died. Some of them probably got eaten. But I don't know. I don't know. I just know I caught these guys eating this one over here. And I was like, ah, get away. It might survive. But just in case it don't, I'm not cutting out this evergreen. This other evergreen, juniper. So you can see the damage they did. But it might survive. It's not too terrible. Too much damage. So I hurried up, started putting boxes around all these evergreens. So there's one over here that looks like it's not going to make it. It's pretty much dead. I might still put a box around it, but it'll be the last one I put a box around because it's probably dead. It looks pretty dead to me. But who knows? It might make a comeback. It might make a comeback. Because this one here looks like it might be a little dead, but it's still alive. So, yeah. Yeah, see, this is what he should have did a long time ago. Should have put these boxes around all these. But he's lazy. This right here is a daisy. Wild daisies, and they taste like, the leaves taste like carrots. They're really good. One of my favorite greens. When I get some raised beds, I'm gonna be cultivating those. I'm gonna try to do the raised beds behind this blackberry patch over here, because I'm applying for a greenhouse from the government this year. I tried last year, but they wouldn't let me because the land wasn't in my name. I was buying it owner finance. Get out. See, they're eating them. Which is why I wanted to put the box around them. Keep them protected. I mean, I don't mind if they eat the ends off of them. Keep them trim. But I don't want them to eat the whole thing. Punk. Candy walked into a blackberry. She's like, ah. So now you caught them. You seen them red-handed. The brown one's a Nubian. And I think the rest are crosses. The older black one, I think she's mostly Nubian, but her ears don't hang down like the other one does. Anyways, I gotta get back to protecting these boxes or evergreens, these pine trees, because the goats are gonna eat them. So I dug all these out of the ground. Judas just left them there. Instead of putting them up like I asked him to, he just left them laying on the ground. So this is what they look like now. Interesting. I'm not sure if that is what I think it is. But I think it is what I think it is. David Ray disparages other people for using this, and it looks like he's been using it himself. Yep, that's what I thought it was. Sevendust. I'm always finding garbage out here in the bush. He throws garbage everywhere. And I guess he thought I'd never find, I'd never find this. But apparently, he's not as smart as I thought he was. He should have burned it instead of just throwing it out here on the ground. I'm always picking up garbage after him. He throws garbage all over the place. Here's some more garbage. This is what I have to do, clean up after these bums. Ow! Ow! Thorns. Ugh. This is paper, but I was just curious what it was. It's biodegradable, so I don't care. So yeah. So he disparaged Cindy and some other people for using it, yet he's been using it. Interesting.